On his first day of class, the man was excited and unexpected that the students prepared a great gift to welcome him. Doors opened, a pot of boiling water fell from the ceiling, stunned. All students showed the 8th emoji on your music phone. Turns out the new teacher was a Special Forces soldier of the United States. Navy SEALs skilled not only in marksmanship but also in kung fu. Nowadays, he is retired and chosen to return to the school to become an ordinary teacher, but he was assigned to the most difficult class in the school. It is said that 888 teachers had already been scared away by this class. In his eyes, they're just a bunch of kids. He certainly wasn't afraid. Early in the morning, he walked into the classroom with a cup of coffee and found students playing games, playing instruments, sleeping, and even cooking, but no one was ready for class. He walked to the boy who was sleeping good morning. Then he wrote his Chinese name on the blackboard, Chinia, preparing to introduce himself. The students are all laughing behind his back, saying his Chinese writing looks like chicken scratch. Suddenly, Chinia received a phone call. He turned around and music saw without a word. Chinia picked up a rubber band and a piece of chalk from the podium. Then he squinted his eyes and took music aim. The group of brats was instantly soaked like drowned rats. Go, welcome to my class. The first round of the battle between the teacher and the students ended with Chinsia's complete victory. The students, unwilling to accept defeat, gathered together to discuss how to take revenge the next day. Chinia came again, seeing the students weren't paying attention at all. He tried a different approach. He announced that anyone who could answer 3 of his questions correctly could leave the class and go play wherever they wanted, knowing that the boy loved to smoke. Chinia asked him for a cigarette and raised the first question: what are the chemical components of a cigarette? The curly was shocked. Everyone thought the teacher was joking, but it turned out to be true. Seeing the curly bounce out of the classroom, the other students were eager to try as well. No next. Chinia asked the second and third questions. By the end of the class, the students not only understood the composition of cigarettes, but also learned about the harm they cause. This scene was witnessed by an education bureau leader who was inspecting the school. He sneered at China's teaching method, believing that getting high scores was the most important thing. He even threatened the principal. If the students' test scores were too low, the school would be shut down, but Chinia didn't care at all. He believed good education is about making students happy, to learn, actively think, and ask questions outside of class. He also cares about the students' personal lives. He will pay out of his own pocket to help improve the lives of students from families in difficulty, for those with strained father-daughter relationships. He would specifically arrange racing games to help them express their love for each other and resolve their issues. When a student was bullied by thugs in the mafia, being forced to drink drugged water, he directly intervened. Gentlemen, sorry for interrupting. I'm looking for my student, a young man. Liang, he's about this height, 16 years old. The burly man across from him was a UFC fighter. Looking at this skinny Chinese man, he mocked him as a weakling and advised him to obediently leave. The student cried out. Chin stepped forward but was blocked by a group of muscle men. He then turned his head and grabbed a toothbrush from the man's mouth. With a light tap, it was transformed into a new kind of weapon: music. The student in the cabinet was stunned. Daniel, come and get some. The boxing champion on the side couldn't stand it anymore. He took off his shirt and charged forward, attempting to challenge Chinese kung fu. In the end, even the strongest fighter was knocked down by him. Cooling ambulance. Chin's heroic deeds were reported on TV. It was only then the students learned. This new teacher was not only a former Special Forces soldier, but also a big brother at the school. However, he was not a good student, but a troublemaker. At that time, he had broken the nose off the principal's statue in one year. He even ruined the entire graduation ceremony. The boy was playing the piano in the graduation ceremony. The boy chased after him. He picked up a broom to strike, but Chinia broke it with a kick. The boy was not to be outdone, but Chinia grabbed his tie, punched him several times, and kicked him. The principal's statue fell and landed right on the boy's hand. From then on, the boy could never play the piano again. Chinia was also expelled from the school. However, the principal still wanted to give him another chance and wrote him a recommendation letter to a military school in the United States. You can do it after arriving in the United States and joining the military. Chinia realized that war could not bring happiness. It only involved relentless destruction and the loss of humanity. So he retired and traveled the world to find the true meaning of life. Until one day, he received a postcard from the principal. He decided to return to the school to become a teacher and nurture the next generation. After learning about Mr. Chin's adventures, the students' attitudes towards him changed dramatically. Good morning. Goody music morning, even his colleague was eager to invite him to meals. Chinia walked into the classroom where he was greeted with an extraordinary welcome, smiled, told the students to sit down and asked who gave him the apple on the desk. At this moment, the beautiful teacher from the neighboring class appeared. Chinia took a bite of the apple and the students cheered below. The atmosphere was fantastic. In the following year, the students happily attended classes and studied hard, looking forward to getting good grades in the college entrance examination to achieve their dreams. However, on the day of the exam, a gang leader brought a group to the school to cause trouble, locking the students inside and preventing them from taking the test. Just when the students were at a loss, here is everybody okay? Chinia fought the thugs while urging the students to hurry to the exam. He held back the thugs, but the gang leader showed up. Chinia pointed at him and asked why the gang leader pointed to his left hand, urging him to think carefully. It turned out the gang leader was the little boy who played the piano at the graduation ceremony. He had come for revenge, music, seeing he couldn't win. The gang leader resorted to dishonorable tactics, pulling out a weapon to attack Chinia, music. Chinia turned the tables, seizing the gang leader's knife just when everyone thought he would stab. He aimed the knife at his own thigh, repaying the debt of the left hand from years ago before leaving. He told the gang leader, "Don't you?" At this moment, a wail of anguish came from behind as a child. One might do foolish things, but what seems like teenage rebellion to you could be a lifetime of hurt for someone else. Hope everyone can be kinder and we can have less bullying in schools.